What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Hey, Jeff, on the way. Ted's Meat and Potatoes has some of my helpful tips when grocery shopping. But first time for a few emails from the Men's Room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
I will jump right into the birthdays. Ola, gentlemen. My daughter Madison turns 2 today. She's a sweet little girl that loves her mother and me, all of her extended family, and playing with her toys. We don't really have anything planned for today except for me sending an email and playing on her new trampoline.
Woo! Very nice.
Very exciting. The kicker is that my beautiful wife is 38 weeks pregnant with our soon-to-be son. And as is tradition, we would love to hear some of boy name suggestions from you guys. Thanks for all you guys do. Your show has been there for me through many highs and lows in life. Keep on rocking and kicking ass. That from Jordan. I have I have a couple of suggestions.
I don't know if Jordan's black or white. I also have some black leading names.
Well, I did white names because I didn't know. We didn't know. So I did the white
we tried to cover. It turns out he's probably Asian descent or something like that. But we're doing the black.
Tell me if you guys like any of these names.
Okay.
First one for me, I've got Adolf.
Adolf. Strong white name.
It really
is.
Sure. Powerful.
I went to the world of football. I went with DeBrickashaw. I think it's a beautiful name.
Okay, all right. Next up for me, I have Jordan Cletus.
Cletus.
Ooh. Cletus Whitford. Yeah.
It tells me they'll be good with their hands. This time I went to the Pittsburgh
Cletus
Steelers.
is going to be a doctor.
And I went to Juju. Juju Schuster-Smith. But his first name is simply Juju.
Another one I think is good is Elwood.
Elwood. I do like
it. It says I'm a lawyer, probably.
Okay. We're going to go last name St. Brown, plays for the Green Bay Packers. We all know Equinemius. If you don't name your son
my
Equinemius.
names are so much simpler. Next up, I got Gaylord.
Gaylord.
Great name.
This one, not saying to be a comedian, because I stole this from a football player as well. You know, Clinton Dix, first name, Ha.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I went to Donald.
See? Ted already knows his name.
I went Donald. I think that's a good name.
That's funny. I went Tiki.
Mm-hmm. How about Osama?
That's good name. Good name.
And also Caillou, which is an actual French name.
I went with Plaxico. Also added Darius.
I went Boss.
Okay, I got Shaquille.
I got Chip.
I got Captain.
I got Barney.
And I finished with Rashad.
I finished with Boris.
Okay. There you go, man. Good luck.
I hope the guy one of those is your kid's name.
We gave you 20 options.
I mean, come on.
Jeez, man.
How about Elwood Gaylord Whitford?
You know what? You're right, man. The Brickashaw Equinemius Whitford.
I would have gone with Ted.
Okay.
That's stupid.
Guys, want to give a birthday shout-out to my coworker, Jeff, pronounced double F for his 33rd trip around the sun. Keep up the good work, brother. Can he get a penis being too small? Some thrill shotgun gets? And the Dirty Germans. That from his journeyman, Brandon.
The penis is too small.
Get. Yeah, you say you're his journeyman. It makes me think of the band Johnny. You should perform the Neil Schon. That is when you drop down on your knees in front of him with one light on you.
See, I always think so. The 33rd birthday as being it's a Larry Bird birthday. So you should dribble some balls. It's wherever you please. Maybe on her parquet court.
He's got to be the most famous 33.
Larry Bird?
Well, there's Tony Dorsett. But I don't think he's Larry Bird.
No, I think Larry Bird has got to be the biggest 33. You know, it's like a lot of people have worn 23, but you think about Jordan.
Of course. Liquor and horrors, guys. It's my 34th trip around the sun. I'd love a fish Sammy, some turtle sex, and the Dirty Germans talking about getting wet at Crescent Lake. Thanks, guys. That from Rachel.
Can I buy you a fish sandwich?
I always get wet at Crescent Lake. And then every once in a while I actually get in it.
Yeah, it's the best part about it is you're not that far from the sparkly vampires. So you want to get wet in here, vampire?
Patellas, please wish my coworker Felipe a happy birthday. How about an inspirational quote from Miles and the captain talking about pouring concrete? Pouring concrete. Okay. All right. Felipe, here's something funny to try. When you have company over at your home for the very first time, wait for them to ask, "Hey, do you have a bathroom?" Look them in the eye and say, "Nah, we just pee outside," and then walk away.
Ooh, ahoy there. Well, in the captain's day, pouring concrete, that was a euphemism for premature ejaculation, also known as the foregasm, the old leg shot, the pickle sneeze, the zipper cream, or as Tony the Tiger calls it, preseason eggnog. Congratulations.
And finally, from the birthdays of all the Cholas, it's the Trickler.
That is awful.
Yeah, it's Tony for you.
It's the Trickler and the awesome Alstom crew wishing our coworker and VP of the Stoner Gin fan club, New York chapter, FS Jason, a happy birthday. We just found out he was in a porn movie. He played the husband that went to work.
Oh, all right, that's pretty good.
Thank you, gentlemen. The podcast is the only reason we come to work. Can we get some shotgun gets over some green beans? And the Dirty Germans talking about bar rules and prison rules cornhole. Much love, guys. That from Sue, Keith, Tom, and the Trickler.
Green bean.
Get.
Green bean.
Get.
Green bean.
Get.
Green bean.
Get.
Yeah, bar rules cornhole. You take two boards, you grab some bean bags, you try to outdo each other. Jailhouse, just bite down on the rope and try not to scream.
Yeah, so bar rules are pretty simple. It says everybody's there, you play four. So prison rules is a different game. It's just one-on-one. It's usually in the shower.
Yeah, you are the only cornhole board.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to get all three of those points because he's going to stick it into the hole.
Yeah, oddly, everyone gets the bean bags into your hole. Whether you want them to or not. Nobody else?
Oh, yes! My bad. I was like, I'm like, what are you staring at?
I was just going to see if you remember.
I was like, dang, man.
We were like, how long
what
did
did I miss?
No, it's all good.
Yeah, happy birthday, my buddy, the Mayor Meltdown, Joe Grube. Give him a penis, it's too small, right?
Too small.
Yeah.
Okay. Joe, everybody, here we go. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Time to open wide and sample Ted's meat and potatoes. Now, here's your host, head chef of the Men's Room, the Ted Nugent.
Head chef in the house.
Thank you, folks. Thank you. And once again, I would say thank you to our Australian contingent, Aaron. It's not just our show. Everybody's enjoying the Cadbury stuff from Australia.
It's like living in the Southern Hemisphere in this very studio.
Yeah, we feel so Southern Hemisphere now. Mike has to go push the toilets the wrong way. The toilet water before we get going.
Also have to thank our friend in Portland. He knows.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yep. Thanks, Jeets.
All right.
All right, so in this room, Phil, I know you're not a big grocery store guy. Miles, do you like the grocery store or you just go as you're the one that goes?
Well, I mean, I like eating and I like cooking, so that's kind of part of the whole process.
Right, but I'm saying there's some people, right, that like eating, like Thurl likes eating and cooking.
Sure do.
He just doesn't like going to the grocery store.
Sure do. You know what I do? I go to the gym, then I go right after that because it's right beside. So I pick up something typically for that night and maybe 2 nights, or pick up something.
So you don't do like the big grocery store?
I get one bag. I get one bag of stuff, and sometimes I'll get one bag for the whole week. Other times just a couple little items, but I try to keep it fresh, and that way if I see something, I can just make it that night, and I'm like, then I don't have like the bag salad that I need to make. Even if I do, that's just a side item, so I can buy a steak to cook with it, or piece of chicken, piece of fish.
I just feel like there's different types of grocery people, right?
Ooh. Sure.
Like I'm one of the ones, like I like going to the grocery store.
Yes,
like sometimes if I just need to pick up one thing, like I'm like, I'll go and walk around the aisles. Like I break a lot of the rules just in the grocery store.
You treat it like a museum.
Yeah.
Right. I love going in there and like for some reason to me it's like a relaxing place.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? So go walk the aisles of the grocery store for a little bit.
Leave me alone. They had some fresh caught shrimp. So last time I was there, I was like, I'm going to buy a pound of shrimp. So I went home, had a small salad, and just plowed through a pound of shrimp. It was
nice.
Simple, but the greatest dinner ever. Just Old Bay and shrimp.
Yeah.
I'm good to go, man.
Shrimp and salad. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, no, it's good.
So here's the thing. A teenager asked adults for some grocery tips online, right? So basically everybody kind of had some good ones, and we got this from Reddit. And a lot of these are pretty good. First on the list, they said, check the price per ounce label below each product. It'll help you find the cheapest version of things.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I drive people crazy when I do that. I'm like, all right, I'm just saying. I hate to be, but you end up turning like into your parents like, well, I was spending all that money on this when you break it down by the ounce, blah, blah, blah. And you get that look and you go, okay, I just grabbed this one.
You especially get it with liquids too.
Yes.
Right? I know for beer, like sometimes it's like, you got to really look at like, what are the size of the cans? How many are in there?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are we doing here? What's the best deal? Is there any condiments you guys have to get every time you go? Not every time.
Well, depending on what
we will always have mustard. That gets re-up. Mayonnaise because of the kids and like all the chicken salad and all that kind of stuff we make. Yep. Though they probably get, hey, Jesus. Oh my God. Ketchup. Because my daughter uses ketchup. Like most humans use water. That is what ketchup is for her. So
correct.
These things get replaced often.
All right. Yeah, I'm with you. I think mustard.
And peanut butter and jelly. Sorry.
Mustard's probably the biggest one in my house. Like
there's always, you switch it up your mustard game? Like do you have a bunch of different mustards?
Usually I just have yellow mustard. That's Susie's Dijon mustard. I swear by that brand. And then usually try to keep a stone ground. But around Easter, the Honey Baked Ham store, only one time a year. You can't get it right now. Sorry. But they have champagne mustard. Which was phenomenal.
Okay. So you're saying champagne mustard's only one time a year?
Correct.
So couldn't you just take mustard like anything else and put champagne in it and maybe it's close?
You can't.
Is that the same idea or is that just the name on it?
No, I do that with honey mustard.
Right, honey mustard.
I make my own, right?
Yeah, honey mustard you can make at home with like Miracle Whip, yellow mustard, and honey. That's the way I used to do it. But I don't know that I could just add champagne to mustard and make it champagne mustard.
Here's a question.
All right.
So there's dried mustard.
Correct.
Coleman's, right? Can you make mustard with dried mustard?
I'm sure you can. I don't know what the process is, to be honest with you. But I would think
just curious. Because I use a lot of dried mustard.
Right. Can you zest a strawberry? There's a lot of food questions we'll never know.
Ted coming in with the heat.
Wow. Never thought of that one.
I lost a weekend to that question with people.
I think you can. It depends on how thick it is.
All right.
I think you can make the twirl.
I mean,
do you think you can?
I don't think you can.
You're mini peeling it.
It was
such a wet.
We were literally
fruit.
right. We were at a grocery store. There was a zester. There was fruit, and somebody was saying, "Why could we zest a strawberry?" And it's like,
I think you'd end up with pulp, not zest.
Well, not zest, but like you could cut it in a swirl like, around it. You know what I mean? Like take the skin off.
But I don't think strawberries really have a skin.
And then dry it. You're saying
strawberry skin.
All right,
it burns easy.
Why'd you bring it up to?
I know. I thought it was funny. If you're a veggie, sit and rot half the time. There's no shame in buying frozen, right? Some stuff is better fresh, though. Like you're not going to use frozen spinach in salads. That's usually for like a cream spinach or for a spinach dip.
Corn's good to have frozen. Believe it or not, French green beans, they're good.
Yeah, there's a ton.
Asparagus is good.
A ton of
Brussels sprouts are good frozen.
Do they have frozen celery? I'm thinking of all the vegetables.
No,
they do frozen broccoli.
They do.
Right?
Frozen broccoli. You got like frozen peas, and then you'll have like the medley. Yeah, celery's just so plain on its own. Like,
ain't worth freezing.
Yeah.
Yeah, get out of here, celery.
Celery best used as a vessel for peanut butter or ranch.
Right.
Also, they're saying, hey, look, go to the regular grocery store, but also make a separate trip to Trader Joe's. It's worth it. They've got a ton of pre-made things and frozen stuff you can base a meal around.
I agree with that 10,000%.
And it's more affordable than a regular grocery store.
Correct.
It really, you can't believe the price. I mean, even here in Seattle, you walk out and you're like, duh, man, that's. But the problem with Trader Joe's is they get you the cash register. You're looking into that tin and you're like, look at those chocolate caramel
they know what they're doing.
Covered pretzels, dark chocolate in a tub, and I'm going to buy them. And then you have the peanut butter filled pretzels with the chocolate drizzled on top, and it's
those things are phenomenal.
It's just so hard to just get out of there.
I'm going to sound really white right now, but like I like their tamales.
Yes.
Thank you, Mike.
What's wrong with a tamale? Nothing.
Nothing. It's just we live in an area that's a lot of good Mexican food. I'm like, man, I tell you what, I throw those tamales in the air fryer. They come out nice.
Yeah, but it's tough to find a good tamale though, because not all Mexican restaurants do it. That's kind of like one of the things your mom does.
Yeah, like around the holidays.
Yeah, exactly.
So most of the time I have tamales, someone we know has made them.
Correct. Or we know people that make them.
Right.
Hint.
But that's like a hand-do. That's like making a brisket, or like that's a project.
Right. You're right. It's a massive deal. They say plan out your meals for the week. It saves you money and you waste less food.
Absolutely.
So I think it depends on who you are, because I kind of ride that thin line of I'll get a bunch of stuff for the week, but also I try not to get too many meals for the week because I don't want to forget it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, throwing away one thing, but like, man, throwing away poultry or meat, like any kind of meat.
Off, right?
Right. Especially when you miss the date by a couple of days, you cut it, and you're like, damn it.
I'll also say this: no matter what you do, depending on your lifestyle and how you like to live, 5 nights a week is a lot to buy food for.
Correct.
So I would always say, hey, just buy 3 nights at first. You probably are going to go out and order a pizza or do something different or get caught in a social situation. So just go under, and if you need to buy a couple extra dinners, it's always easy to stop by and do it and get something fresh.
Right,
Like,
and
don't buy too much food.
Right, and this was advice for teenagers, kind of like 19, 20, like getting into grocery shopping.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So it's like, right, you don't have a family at home. You don't have to go spend $100, $200 on that order every Sunday.
Look for a deal because you're broke. Trader Joe's is great. The food's outstanding. By the way, someone here says, are you familiar with like the Chinese hot mustard?
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Coleman's with water and vinegar.
All right.
Oh, is that really what it is?
Yep.
They also say, again, this is some advice for younger people starting to shop. They say the expensive brand name stuff tends to be at eye level. Generic brands are on the lower shelf.
Yep.
Sometimes generic is just as good. I agree 100%.
You know who told me that,
Especially
man?
with canned stuff.
Peter Dinklage.
He knew.
So I've been saving money.
Make sure you have a rewards
He
card.
asked me, hey, man, where'd you get that bread cereal? I said, right up here. Oh, my bad.
If you have a rewards card, depending on how much,
you'll save a ton.
You could save up to $20 or $30 a trip, depending on how much you're.
Most of the time, they have a deal on the thing for like 3 for $1 or whatever. That is rewards only.
Correct.
If you don't have a rewards card, you're not going to get that deal.
Right, and I don't know about you, but I love it when I get my order and then they count up at the end. It's like, you save this much. Like, damn right.
I also will say this. It's always good to have a couple packages of ramen noodles. And it's always good to have, I think, a couple, like a frozen pizza or just something that's in there just in case.
That's easy to make.
Yeah, just in case you run out of food and the fresh stuff, you know, like you've got something you can stick in the oven.
Right, if you're 20 years old, right, you're right. You have ramen, and then you can have a pack of the vegetable medley, too, and make an easy kind of stir
Those
fry
little
ramen.
fried wings you turn me on to.
Pick a protein like chicken or pork to make the start of the week. It's easier than making the main course every night. Just vary the sides and veggies. That's what I always do with the crock pot chicken.
Yep.
You can have that chicken for a few days, you know, basically until you're tired of
Also,
eating
you
it.
can freeze half of it if you don't eat it all and then reheat it. Be good to go.
And then I love this one, and I'm guilty of this one bad, but use a list. Don't go down every aisle. Cuts down on impulse buying. And don't go to the store hungry. You'll buy everything.
True. Translation, don't get high and go to the grocery store because it's fun.
I have done that on a Saturday. Like, left the gym, smoked a bowl, and went to the gym, or went to the store, and it's just
How
like...
much more did you spend than normal?
But I didn't buy anything except what I wanted to eat right then.
Yes.
And Miles, you had a great one earlier, and this goes for anybody. The healthier stuff is always going to be on the outer edges of the grocery store.
And if you can help it, buy food that is one thing. Just one thing. It's chicken. That's all it is. It's a banana. That's all it is. It's just one thing foods, if you can do that, which is really hard. Thank you, Head Chef. We appreciate it. You are listening to The Men's Room.
Nobody likes keeping track of a wallet full of credit cards with complicated rewards categories. And BECU members like Heather don't have to.
With this card, I don't really spend a lot of time thinking about it. I just use it and pay it. It's pretty simple.
Keep things simple with the Cashback Visa from BECU. No more confusing categories, no more blackout dates. Just 1.5% cash back on every purchase. BECU. Power in people. Member compensated for participation. Cash advances and cash-like transactions do not qualify as purchases. Contact BECU at 800-233-2328 for current product and rate information.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, coming up in minutes, we'll drink and toast with the shot of the day. And we do have your headlines coming up at 5:50. But first, quick check out with Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
All right, a man in San Antonio was arrested after attacking a family member with a mailbox flag.
Okay.
I mean...
Like the little orange one they flip up?
Exactly, the one that...
I'm delivering justice.
Well, the problem was he was covered in blood because he stabbed him so many times with it.
Oh, that was the attack.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
God.
Oh, by the way, I have some mail that needs to go out.
How will they know now?
Right, but with a mailbox, that seems like a cumbersome tool.
It had to be crime of
to use as a
opportunity.
weapon.
We're arguing. We happen to be standing next to the mailbox. I snatch it off and start stabbing.
Right.
Or I carry one in my pocket to protect myself.
Which you were fighting at the mailbox.
Right.
If that's the tool that you decide to use as your weapon of choice there. Ohio State University has officially trademarked the word "the." So back off, Ted Smith.
Yeah, I read a lot about this last night.
Are you in agreement? Are you against it?
I don't know. Well, they trademarked it, right, for like clothing and stuff, but you can't own a word.
Right, they can't own the word, but as far as the clothing and stuff, they can put the Ohio State.
Which also is just funny because it still says the. It's just the way you pronounce it.
You spell yours with 2 E's. There's no question what it says.
That's right.
Correct. I'm still shocked that went through. It's like, so nobody else can have no other. I guess it's so they don't want
universities.
Right. No one of the university can have the University of Maryland. But it's like, it is the University of Maryland. We just don't, we're not pompous jackasses.
But it's not. Now, but here's my question. So will this affect the guys on the Monday night broadcast, right? I think it's Monday Night Football they do it. The players introduce themselves in the Louisiana State. Right. Or they'll say the Homestead High School, something like that.
Yeah.
So are they going to tell them, hey, new rule, guys?
And I think it's only for the clothing.
The U is the.
Merchandise.
This is the.
Yeah. But what we're saying...
But you can't own a word and a pronunciation. So, like, I don't think... You can't get in trouble for saying... I couldn't get in trouble for saying I went to the DeMatha Catholic.
We're saying these are the best chicken wings.
Right.
But Ted nailed it. It's just for merchandising rights. They can put it on shirts and koozies and hats and crap like that.
So if I have a red shirt that says the, I can't do it. And I'm trying to sell
it's specifically
in Ohio.
for Ohio.
Right.
But I think it's kind of BS, though. Because the University of Maryland is the University of Maryland. But if you looked at it and went, is it the university? It's like...
That's trademark, dog.
Right.
No, it's the university. Suck it.
And actually in Maryland, it's the University of Maryland.
I also remember getting that wrong on a spelling test once.
What? The?
The.
Oh, yeah.
Because I thought it was spelled different. That's why I spelled mine with 2 E's.
Okay.
Because you spelled it that way?
See, Ted's was a
Yes.
Oh.
Because as a little kid, I was like, wait a minute, the and the are spelled the same
you were just
way.
doing like a play on...
Right. Ted's a Shakespearean now.
Huh.
The.
Right.
I want to go have a beer with thee.
Correct.
See?
You should be thou'st. My call.
Thou'st.
You thou shalt be.
Yes.
Thine.
Yeah.
Thine beer.
She laid her breast upon thee.
See?
And I smiled.
Ted goes deeper, man. He's not uneducated. He's overeducated.
Brought me great joy.
Mike, I mean, the amount of times I have heard that.
She then laid the blubber nuggets upon thee.
He's overeducated. He's overeducated, that
Too
guy.
much knowledge.
I had to kiss them.
The USFDA is attempting to remove Juul products from the market.
They did it.
Did that actually pass?
Yeah, they did it.
Okay, all I saw is that was like proposals. They're attempting to get it done.
It's been going on for a while, but yeah, I want to say they finally got it done.
We don't need that out here.
And that way kids can just make their own much safer versions
Don't
of
just get a pack of Marlboro.
Right. Marshawn's going to be very sad.
The only thing I don't understand is, like, it's banning Juuls, but you still could buy, like, the regular vape pens.
Yeah,
the
it's just not
disposable.
Juul.
It's just not Juul.
Correct.
Yep.
It's like we ban Marlboro Lights. And that affects Marlboro Light smokers and nobody else.
Yeah. I'm sure the tobacco company has nothing to do with this. Meanwhile, there's a proposal to attempt to reduce the nicotine content in cigarettes to non-addictive levels.
Go for it.
All right.
I think a lot. Like, they want to make it basically there's no nicotine in the cigarette at all.
Pretty much. Which, there you go.
Well, I mean, is that the thing? I realize that's causing the addiction.
Sure.
But cigarettes inherently still would not be healthy.
No.
To ingest in your lungs.
And they're still...
But they're saying it'd be easier for people to quit, right?
Correct.
And it's still a habit.
Yeah.
I think it may not be addictive.
Right, I think part of it would just be the habit. Isn't that always a big part of smoking, too?
Yeah,
like, just breaking the habit of,
yes.
the fixation.
That's why people tend to gain weight when they stop smoking cigarettes. It's the
I have
oral
no
fixation.
idea what you're talking about.
Miles, you still look great, buddy.
Thanks, man.
You do, man. Someone pulled a bunch of people and asked why they quit their last job, and that brings us to...
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10. The top reasons people quit their last job. How about casual Friday restrictions? Apparently open-toed shoes and toe fungus are frowned upon.
So he only wears closed-toed shoes now.
Big, thick hiking shoes.
I know. I give Jason $100 to wear a pair of shorts to work.
Did you really?
I will.
Okay. He won't.
I know.
He doesn't.
$100 just to break his normal habit. He can't break his normal habit.
Not even for just a petty $100.
No T-shirt, just a regular T-shirt and shorts. You'll never do it.
If he does that, I'll Winnie the Pooh.
$100 cash on his console. If I see him in a T-shirt and a pair of shorts, flip-flops, $150.
VD, I mean...
Does he own flip-flops?
Hell no.
Why would he own flip-flops?
Right, because he can't swim.
Right, yeah.
Doesn't mean he can't go to the beach. Come on
he
now.
Can't. Look, dude, he might fall.
Go out fishing, put his feet in the lake?
I would be terrified to go fishing.
Oh, man.
There's no way. $150.
Some of the honorable mentions as far as the reasons that people quit their last job. The hours sucked. The commute sucked.
Sure.
There weren't enough perks. I had to move. I didn't get along with my coworkers. Me, I found something better.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They were about to fire me.
There you go. So...
I slept with my boss.
Says wife.
So these are the top reasons that people quit their last job. Number 10, I'd just been there too long.
Right.
Which I don't blame them. You know what? We live a long life. Sometimes you just need a change, man. As long as you're financially okay and you're going to be financially okay, you bet.
I would assume that if you say to yourself, I've just been here too long, you're financially secure enough to go ahead and quit that job.
Correct. Number 9, it wasn't the career I wanted.
Fair.
Not a bad reason.
Not a bad reason at all.
Try to come to that conclusion as early as you can.
Honest to God.
Bro, you're 60. You don't get to change your career. You're now just going to greet people at Walmart.
Yeah. That's it.
Who keeps planning these 4 p.m. meetings?
Which used to not sound like a bad job.
No.
But anymore, I don't know if it is.
Well, it sounds more like a necessity now.
I've just watched all the videos of the guys that got to do the shake and move and learn how to tackle people when they're running away.
Did I tell you that I ran into a Walmart greeter that didn't greet?
What do they do?
I know.
Do they still have them?
They're scanners.
Yeah, they're there.
Yeah.
All right.
I walked into one, and you know what? I know that people are doing their jobs, and I try to make their job a little bit better. And sometimes they deal with crotchety people from time to time. And so I'm walking in there, the gal sitting there. I said, "Hey." Not a word.
Really?
Completely stone faces me. She's staring right outside. It's like, oh, well, and which wouldn't bother me if she was working in a cashier,
right.
stocking shelves. Your name is the Walmart greeter.
Right, that's in the title. You know who's big on greeting you now? And they've always kind of said
the
hello.
guy on 3rd outside the 7-Eleven?
Not him. Went to Home Depot last weekend.
Okay.
And there were like 7 people at the door, all in an orange apron. I mean, like as soon as the door opened. Like, hey. I was like, just like a surprise party or something. Like, good Lord, man.
No, it's an intervention. Have a seat over there.
Credit where credit's due. Starbucks is very good about it, too.
They are.
Oh, yeah. Also, crumble cookies. You walk in there, everybody says hi to you. It's great.
All right.
They serve cookies.
They do.
Who could be in a bad mood who goes in there to get cookies?
I have seen people in there in a bad mood.
Sometimes people are taking out emotions on cookies.
They are, and it's not okay. Man,
Yeah.
they're just making cookies. It's too damn hot back there. Leave them alone. What are you doing? Number 8.
I'll tell you what, shout out to Crumble. They like at first I thought it was just up here. I didn't realize they're nationwide.
Oh, are they?
And people love them.
Oh, yeah. Number 8, it was boring. That's
Fair.
all right.
Yeah.
Right. If you're bored enough to where you're ready to quit, it's time to walk away. Number 7 of the top reasons that people quit their last job, there was no way to climb the ladder and progress.
Yeah,
That's
get out, dude.
Dead end job.
Right. Unless you're doing it just to kind of keep yourself occupied.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you don't care, cool. But if you do want to move forward, get out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When you've done it, you've done it. Number 6, my boss was rude. I find that to be a great reason
I think it's always better to work for someone who is supportive of you.
Yeah.
So if they're rude to you, that means they're not really supporting you.
Right.
By the way, somebody here, Mike, says, I ran into a Walmart greeter who bowed in Puyallup.
Ooh.
I'd be like, okay, not so much.
Nice.
I've been to a couple Puyallup Walmarts, neither of which if they bowed, it was not a positive thing. They were having a time.
Mike, there's a good chance that the person who bowed to them didn't work at Walmart.
Yeah, right. They just found a vest,
Maybe just
threw it
hiring
on.
Walmart hiring like a sign spinner.
Yeah.
Out there dancing, but on the sign he's got the deal.
I think if I walked in and the dude bowed to me, I'd be like, all right, let's get it on.
Let's do it.
Like, is this a challenge? Like,
Man, there's a Walmart where I wouldn't be shocked if that happened. Like, we made the comment, let's go to the safe Walmart one time when we went up that hill. So, yeah.
I feel a lot of hatred towards Puyallup in general right now.
Is there?
What is the difference between the safe and the non-safe Walmart?
There's parts of town, like there's...
You know how some people...
I'm about to say, I won't name...
Yeah,
there's certain grocery store now. like, for instance, in Everett, there's a grocery store. There's 2 of them. There's one I go to. There's one I don't.
One you don't, right?
You know how some people walk into a house and are like, oh, shoot, I feel bad spirits in here. I go into that Walmart and go, wow, I'm about to get stabbed.
I don't believe it.
Do you not go to Walmart in Florida?
Yeah.
That's where my uncle grocery shops. I walk in there, I'm like, this is a human science.
I will say, there's a Chick-fil-A.
This is
there's
amazing.
There's a Popeye's chicken down by that Walmart that I'm talking about, and it had the same vibe. There was the manager that was screaming at everybody down there to get out of her effing store. So
I will say I went to a Walmart in Montana. Very pleasant experience.
I'm sure that's right. The Walmart in Bonnie Lake. Best Walmart I've ever been to, ever.
All right.
It's fantastic.
Is it a super one?
I believe so, yeah.
All right.
They got a Lahar section.
Still not brave enough to go into the Yakima Walmart.
Bucket list.
Number 5, the pay sucked.
Yeah. Well, that's the main reason I think most people leave.
Exactly. I'm surprised it's so far down. These are the top reasons.
I mean, it's got to be up there with, I got a better offer. Like, the better offer was more pay.
Yeah.
There's a good video going around online right now. Like, now what incentives could we use to help you work harder? It's like, pay us more.
Hey.
Money.
Yeah.
Pizza party.
Vacation and money.
Do you want us to send an email saying how good you did?
Right.
Money. Top reasons people quit their last job. Number 4, I didn't like the atmosphere.
All right. That's the vibe you get, man. If you're not comfortable, get out.
That's right. Number 3, management didn't care about me. Guess what? The next place that you go to, kind of the same vibe.
They just want you to do a good job because it benefits them. They don't care about you.
If you do a good job, they should look good.
Exactly.
That's all.
Now, management's job's to make you not want to leave.
Right.
As far as your connection with them.
Yeah, but they also hire you to do a good job so that,
Exactly.
things run.
As long as you're doing your part, they're doing their part. Everybody's
I
good.
think a lot of that has to do with the size of the company, right? When you work in corporate America, it's a little bit tougher. But smaller companies and stuff, like it's a different atmosphere.
Correct.
But when you're working somewhere, you only know that atmosphere, so you're like, oh, that's what it is. But a lot of places, management can be very reassuring.
Absolutely.
It's also like coaching, right? Some guys are going to yell and scream. Some guys are going to be like, hey, let's do it this way.
When the pressure on the manager doesn't come from the guy who's above the guy who's above him, it's easier to manage.
Right.
They're being managed by somebody who's, I don't know, in the building. Number 2, I was overworked. Which I feel like that's becoming a bigger and bigger issue as time goes on.
By the way, this comment came in. One of the funniest things my kid ever said. We were at the Walmart in Shelton, Washington, and he said, Dad, they all look like Scooby-Doo villains in here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no. Like you.
And I would have gotten away with it, too.
That's clearly a mask.
It has to be.
Go ahead, grab his chin and lift. I guarantee you that thing will come off. No, lower. The top reasons people quit their last job. This is, without a doubt, the number 1 reason that everybody is leaving their jobs, at least their last job. It just wasn't motivating. If you've given up at your job, that's a good reason to leave, man.
Yes, it is.
If you walk in and wonder why in the hell you're there.
If your response to every email that your boss sends is, I don't care.
Especially with that drunk tone.
Talk to the hand jacket.
I don't care. Well, at that point, you ain't got to leave. They'll probably just fire you.
I'm running late. How far away are you? 3 days.
I'm calling you from the throne. That's a toilet.
I'm going to catch a bad case of sunburn.
All right. It's noon. Yeah, I poop at noon.
You want me to do it on your dime?
Nobody likes keeping track of a wallet full of credit cards with complicated rewards categories. And BECU members like Heather don't have to.
With this card, I don't really spend a lot of time thinking about it. I just use it and pay it. It's pretty simple.
Keep things simple with the Cashback Visa from BECU. No more confusing categories, no more blackout dates. Just 1.5% cash back on every purchase. BECU. Power in people. Member compensated for participation. Cash advances and cash-like transactions do not qualify as purchases. Contact BECU at 800-233-2328 for current product and rate information.